This image is fallen Giverny. Giverny is a very special place to me. I've been working on a major trip to that area for over 25 years. I built this beautiful studio so to have room to work on it. The image you see here is the fourth in the series. Again, you have Secret of the Rose, Enchantment, Fallen Giverny, and Chateau Azé Les Rideaux in the Loire Valley. Now what happened is that I had health problems going back to 2005. I had my hip replaced, and unfortunately it led to problems after from post-operative care. I was in danger of losing my leg. I had a hard wound that still is a chronic problem in my heel. In 2007, while being treated for that wound, I acquired MRSA staph. I thought I was going to die with that. I've always been somewhat of a spiritual person, but became even more so when that happened. And I really didn't care about anything other than my spirituality, my approach to, I had this calling that I wanted to share Christ's commands of love through my creativity and the Golden Rule. My focus has been totally on that. And part of the Golden Rule is loving your neighbor, and it's reaching out to help people when you can. I had a homeless lady live with me in this home. It was really kind of bananas for like 2.5 months. It was a challenge and a half. Now, Bank of America sent me a couple of letters. It was that if I don't come up with, first they wanted $10,000 by June 1st. I gave them $2,660, so now it's $8,000 something by June 25th, or they're going to go and have a demand payment on my home of, I need $8,000 and something, or they're going to foreclosure. Now, that was supposed to happen before, and God seems to help me when I'm in need, but when it's time to go from here, it's time to go. I love my studio, and I built it, and I use it primarily for creating. In addition to the prints that I showed you, again, you have a set of 4 for $100 or a set of 3 for $100. I have major works that have been in my own collection. The beautiful one you see there is a 4 by 5 foot one of Giverny. Collectors in the past wanted to buy that, and I didn't want to sell it. It was in my collection. And below, there's another 4 by 5 foot painting that I started in November at the request of Carly Metcalf for Susie Schultz, who's another young artist, poet friend of Carly's. Carly's a poet also, and in dire need of a double lung transplant. So I started this large painting, and I went on to Susie's website and her blog, Chronicles of the Chronically Dying, and they had a prayer that was my mother's favorite prayer on it, so it established a bond with me. I wrote a beautiful song called Susie's Prayer. I went down to record that song one afternoon, and the sun had come in from the window there and reflected off of the brass railing, or just the plate below. And the first line in the song was, "There's a shadow of a cross that falls on a heart in pain." And there's a shadow of a cross across the painting. To me at the time, it was an affirmation that God was listening or watching. And I thought Susie would do well. In May, she received her double lung transplant, which also required heart work. She's out of intensive care and doing relatively well. But I asked that people pray for her, and there's always a possibility of rejection. But it's the first positive step toward her recovery. And the third painting, that is 4 by 5, is of Lake Como. Now, these paintings I have sold for $38,000, and I could have sold the Enchantment one for that. I am selling them at a quarter of its regular cost, $9,500, to essentially save my home. And this is where I create. On the left, you'll see my paintings dealing with altruism, which deals with Christ's commands of love and the Golden Rule. painting of Christ based on a Shroud of Turin. And down below is where I do my recording and singing and that. I've joined a choir at St. Angela's, and I really like the church. It's light and bright, and it's a unique family. Our community of wonderful Catholics. You can find these works and more information on them on my homepage, and the stories behind them on www.bleich4art.com. My email is gjbleich@gmail.com. My telephone number is 831-372-2717. I'm going to just scan around the gallery briefly, or my studio. I have an organ there and another one in the loft on the other side. I love music. I used to have some professionals who now moved out of the area jam with me. Now, some of you may have seen a video that I did for Aza Health Cruise, and I used a votive candle of Christ that you see, the baby angel, and the larger angel with the stringed instrument, and there's a Bible on the table. It's another one of my paintings of Giverny. And below that is a painting of Lourdes. I've gone to Lourdes twice. I've worked with terminally ill people. I would prepare CDs of the spiritual songs that I write, and I have a particular relationship with Mary, Mother of God, and all mothers in that respect, which is one of respect and love. Well, I trust you may have enjoyed your little brief visit. And if you're interested in one of the big ones, it would probably save my home from foreclosure, and they're excellent values. Now, at 74, God knows, only knows how long I'm going to live. I thought I was going to die with the staff, but I was luckier than Bill Bates.